Hey guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So today is day 4. Yes. So I picked this up yesterday and I read 5 stories. Yeah, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 5 stories. And guys, from the beginning I love this. This is Crick Crack. This is representing Haiti. Edgewood Dominica. Now when I picked this up initially, the first story completely took me, just completely grabbed me, and that was The Children of the Sea. And I like that she gave this imaginary tale of chaos and things happening, and then you have two alternative. It just, like, that story completely like ripped me. It was just so sad, but it was just also like how deep hope can be, how deep holding on to possibility can be. And loved it. And then it just got better and I was loving it. And then she had a story that I felt like she just snatched me, and it's Night Women. And this one wasn't that long. It's short, but my God. If you've read this, tell me that this particular short story wasn't great. And in this one, it talks about a mother who has a night job. And it talks about how she create this world, this belief, this thing, to protect her son and to think of her son in a way that makes her strong and make her a woman, but despite all the things that she has to do. But it's just how it was written. It was very poetic. Like it felt like this poetry that she just decided to create a story around, and the writing style just really flowed well. It really made you feel a certain way about how she was addressing this, and how she talks about her son and this creative space that she's creating while protecting him but make herself whole. It's just, yeah, I am really loving this. I do get why it was so popular, and there's so many people that have been reading this one. It's a collection. So a lot of times when you read a short story collection, there's always that one story that was just like, whatever, how did it end up in this? And so far the 5 stories are all go together in a way that they're different. They have unique tale, but you can see how the collection flow and how it needed to be in this. I can't really say what I want to say because I don't want to ruin it for people, because I think this is such a good collection that you need to read. But I'm going to continue, and then I also want to start reading this one, because this one that is an historical it's a classic. It's a classic, and this one represents Trinidad. It's the Housing Lark, and this is supposed to be more of a comedy, so I'm definitely going to read that. But today has been consumed, guys. Been consumed because I did my chat, which lasted almost 2 hours, of this book with the author, and I didn't realize the author was going to be there, which was such a good plus. And I was able to ask questions. And I love how she was very open, and she shared her writing process and her inspiration, and how she created some of these characters, which I thought was very, very entertaining. And I love how she was very what's the word? She was very transparent. She talks about the plus and the minuses that publishing Caribbean books, and how it's difficult to get it here, because this book you could only get it on Amazon here. And it's sad because this is such a good book that should be available in more bookstores. And she agreed. She did see my review, which I was very happy about. And this is a historical fiction that has bits and pieces of mystery, and there are some tales of relationships in here that, you know, it made the story so good. And I really wish more bookstore would give Caribbean authors a chance, because there are some really good books out there that don't get any support outside of their, you know, the author's small circle, which, you know, it shouldn't be, because this is a really good book. So that is it. I'm also waiting for this one, so I'm hoping to get into the Zoom for this chat with this author's gonna be there, which is These Ghosts Are Family. And you know, guys, I reviewed this back when it came out in March, so I'm just looking forward to the people who struggling with the end, the last chapter, which I absolutely love. So I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully I can get into the Zoom, which is another hour and a half. So I am cooking, so I'm hoping to eat and probably get I want to get a couple of pages in this one, and then do the Zoom. Hopefully get into the Zoom. I'll let you know if I get into the Zoom. But yeah, so that's where we're at today. And yeah, so guys, I have this lettuce, so I'm gonna eat some of this today. I'm gonna cut some off and eat some of my food. After being a little bit, feeling a little down that I could not get into the Zoom, turned out had the wrong time. I was 1 hour early, and 2, I did register late, so I didn't get information because of that. But I did reach out to the host and also send from what is her name on here, Book of Sins, and she gave me the information. So yeah, so in about 2 minutes I should be on this Zoom situation. Let's hope. So I will let you guys know if it worked out for me this time around. But yeah, the girls took care of me. So guys, got in, was really good. It was pretty 45 minutes. So so those of you who read this and you wondered about the last chapter, which I love. So if you watch my review, I did briefly talk about how the last chapter, and the folk tale on the last chapter. So basically she gave her reason for it, which pretty much matched what I thought. So I was happy about that. But she gave some really interesting tale on the family tree and the history, and she not recommend, but she's talking about a book that she got some inspiration for. So I was like taking notes on the book. And so if you haven't read this, guys, so I definitely think you should pick it up. Yeah, this bug is really trying it. If you haven't picked this up, pick it up, guys. This is really good. So and it's a Jamaican author. So yeah, so I'm gonna finish and do my journal of the day and get my butt inside, because guys, mosquitoes are out, and I literally have my trusted citrus thing going on here, and that doesn't seem to bother them. They're still out here. So yeah. guys, this is day 2. So I spent most of the time in the house today because my neighbor is expanding his deck, so there's a lot of banging, so it was just like, but I spent it with this book, and I'm still finishing up. I'm definitely gonna finish up tonight. This book I can't even speak, is funny. Now, it is described as a comedy. It's from a Trinidadian author that I've never heard of. Shame on me. He is in the classic world because this book is considered a modern classic. It was published back in 1965. He has several other books, but The Housing Lark is described as a comedy. It is damn sure a comedy. This book has me laughing so many times. This is like the book that when you say, you know, you have a group of people from the Caribbean living together, you expect certain foolishness, and this is what I got from this, which is funny. The names of the character alone was just like, what the hell, which is very, very authentic, because we tend to have extremely weird or nickname based on something that happened, and you could definitely see that in this. I am enjoying this. So the base of the story is about is these group of people that is new. Some are new, some have been in England for a while, and they live in a housing situation that not really an apartment, but you know, somebody makeshift and turn a basement into apartment, turn you know, you share a room, and you're basically not in the most coded, like safety code, or what you call apartment code. It's just, they take advantage of these, you know, poor immigrant from the West Indies. And there are some that can afford it, and there's some that can't. And they're basically trying to come up. One mastermind decided, you know, we should just all put our monies together and buy our own house. You know, so it's just, how they really gonna do that when they really can't even afford the rent, much as to save up for a house? It is funny. I can't wait to finish it so I can really get into it and tell you, you know, if you know how, man, this is funny. This is funny, and I'm entertained. There is a weird relationship between Trini and Jamaicans in this. Not surprised, but it's just how it's done. Is, man, the conversations I can have about this book with a Caribbean person is just, I wish I could just really sit down and talk. And then there was some the writing. Now there are some dialogue that and communication between characters that I have not heard in so long. There was a particular word, I can't remember what the word was again, that I think the last time I heard that word was like when I was a child living in Jamaica, and I'm like, what? But it's so authentic. This is such an authentic Caribbean story. Like, it's good. It's good. So I'm gonna continue and finish, talk about it later. So yeah. Hey guys, so I am here to do my wrap up, and hopefully this video goes through because I've recorded this already, accidentally deleted it. There we go. So first book I'm gonna talk about is Crick Crack. So I finished this, loved it. Now I didn't realize until like I got a few story in how they all are connected. So they're either family member, friends, or a love lost, or something in that area that connects the stories. And it was so enjoyable. I loved all of them. They're all memorable. This is one of those well done. Yeah guys, that's what I've been dealing with all morning. Okay, so all the stories are memorable. I enjoy them. You know, you have Children of the Sea, Night Women, New York Day Women, Caroline's Wedding. You know, there's so much, you know, seeing the things simple and missing piece. they all are amazing stories that are connected. This is the kind of short story collection that makes sense, that you will get each story, and at some point, even there are stories that you kind of see the symbolic thing about it, but then when you read another story, you kind of like, okay. So loved it. This was published back in 91, I believe, so it is definitely a must read. The next story, I still laugh thinking about this story. I finished the story this morning, and this story is so funny. It diffuses some stereotype of immigrants, Caribbean immigrants, and the treatment they receive in Britain. Book was published back in 1965. So this idea that you come from the Caribbean, that you're going to be probably do something to their property, whatever. So there were a lot of times they wouldn't rent to Caribbean people. So the people who did rent, they were in poor conditions, apartments. They're cramming houses that really were not meant to be rented, and section it off. Multiple people living in the same basement that don't even know each other, and the way they were living, and they were charging them money that a lot of them couldn't afford. Some could, but they really weren't giving them the condition they should if they're charging them money. But they some were able to deal with it, some weren't. And I love that in this they talked about this particular character who two characters, and they have Indian heritage. Now they are from Caribbean. One is from Trinidad, one is from Jamaica, and how they are of Indian heritage and tried to rent from this man who did not want to rent to any Caribbean, even though their descendants might be from the same country, the same Indian state from where they are from. They just didn't. And how things happen. That story was funny. I laughed so hard. But it also has showed the relationship that sometimes Trini and Jamaicans have. It's a bit complicated, and even other islands, because of the whole idea that everybody assume if you're from the Caribbean, they must be Jamaican, the ignorant ones that don't know no better. But this one is, they just want to own something that's theirs, that they can, have. And this one character decided that one character come with this brilliant idea that they should put their money together and buy a house. And one character decided to hijack the idea and use it to his benefit. So all that happening, and the things that they were doing, this idea of, they call them Scalawali. I think that's how you pronounce it, because that's how I remember it growing up in Jamaica, where people call people that. It is exactly defined how they were. And as usual, the women come along and fix them. So I like that part. But there's so many things that happen in this that is so authentic. This is definitely a Caribbean story, and he got it right. He kept it authentic. I laughed so hard. This is absolutely a comedy, and it is definitely described in a way that's comedy, but it does tackle difficult, sometimes harsh reality of the treatment of Caribbean people, but it's done in a way where you still find some humor in it that you can laugh about. But then also there's moments where I feel like there's that winning moment that was in this book as well. So this ended to me on a high note. I still mad about what they did to my Harry. If you read this, Harry didn't have to go down. My one Jamaican character didn't have to go down like that. But I'm gonna leave it at that. So yeah, but I love this. So I'm done. So I'm gonna move on to this one, which is the stories from y'all. This is my first Jamaican one I'm gonna be reading, and this is book number 5 on my TBR list. So I'm gonna definitely get into this. This was a book that didn't come on time when I did my haul, but I'm going to read this one. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna end it here, and let me know, what are you reading, and are you enjoying the CaribATHON so far? We are in the halfway point, so I am here for it. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day. Bye.